Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah. Is that today?
That happened yesterday.
What day is it today? 28th?
It's Friday.
Friday the 28th. What is that? Does Thanksgiving happen on the same day every year?
It's I think it's the third Thursday.
It's a Thursday, isn't it? Right.
But I mean, you could just look it up, darling.
And now Americans can think about Christmas. There's a rule, isn't there? They're not allowed to think about Christmas until after Thanksgiving.
Is that the rule?
Yeah, it is pretty much. So unlike countries that don't have Thanksgiving, when you start thinking about Christmas in September.
I was going to say I thought a lot of people had their trees up early.
Who? Name some names. Palma.
A lot, yeah. Palma's open for Christmas, but just regular people. I mean, there's trees up all over the shop, and it's not December yet.
I can't do that.
Well, you can't do it because you don't do it, darling. When have you ever put the Christmas tree up?
Well, I think we do it as a family. We used to, didn't we? I think I don't know. I find it very difficult to think about Christmas until you've sort of wound down from work, which is usually a couple of days before it. I kind of okay, now I'm ready for Christmas.
Ollie, if we all did that, then things like turkeys wouldn't happen.
Well,
and
I know.
Christmas crackers wouldn't get bought, which I've done both of those things already. I've ordered the turkey.
Is this turning into a lecture?
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Sounds like it might go that way.
I'm just saying that what you're saying about thinking about Christmas and me thinking about Christmas, two completely different timelines.
It is true.
It is true.
And I'm the one who gets to take the turkey apart on Christmas Eve.
You enjoy that.
3 sheets to the wind.
Yes.
Trying to work out exactly how a turkey autopsy works.
It's a miracle you've got...
once a year.
It's a miracle you've still got all your fingers.
I know. Anyway, you're looking at the news. I'm not.
I am. I'm looking for a news story. What?
This is the Mallorca podcast.
Oh, yes, it is.
I'm Oliver.
Hello, I'm Vicki.
Yeah, where were we? News.
Yeah, I'm looking for the news because something has happened with people that I've met, and it's not good.
Oh, is this an iffy investment scheme?
I'm not certain how much we can say about... We can't possibly comment on if it's iffy or not, just to say
arrests have been made, which suggests a hint of iffiness.
Something has...
The police think it's iffy.
It's
happened before.
A potentially fraudulent investment scheme. Let's call it that. And it just reminds us of previous, meetings of other Ponzi scheme owners, runners, fraudulent business people. Mallorca seems to attract them.
Are we allowed to name them?
Yes, because they've been put in prison and everything.
From a British point of view, that kind of... I know this generally refers to the mainland, but the Costa del Crime, criminals of yesteryear would sort of leg it to, Costa del Sol, Marbella, places like that, and give it large. There's been a bit of that sort of thing going on here in the past, hasn't there? People you sort of knew well suddenly disappear, and it turns out they were doing dodgy timeshares and all that kind of stuff. But there was a fella here.
Yes, John Hurst.
We are naming him.
Well, we've met him.
We have, yeah. He was a bit of a pillar of the community. I think probably
he was.
More than 10 years ago, wasn't he? He was a very jolly fella who we all got to know, lots of people got to know. Turns out he was a serial fraudster.
And I remember asking him once, because I had to take a picture of something, I said, John, what do you do for a living? And he told me, I run a sweet shop.
Yeah.
And at the time I didn't realise that he was being... I just thought that was a weird thing to say and didn't really think more of it, had somebody singing in my head.
He was sort of in the cricket club. I knew all the social scenes and stuff like that. And it wasn't like... And this was an investment scheme where he took people's money and paid them back a bit and then eventually ran out of money to pay them back. And
why don't you explain what a Ponzi scheme is so that the listener understands what we're on about?
A sort of pyramid Ponzi scheme. I think they're slightly different. Ponzi was named after someone in New York who was doing something about postage stamps, I think was Mr. Ponzi originally. But the general gist of these things is that you will take money saying, give me your money, I'll invest it, and then I'll give you a guaranteed return at 20% or something like that. So loads of people give you money, and then you give them back a bit of their money. Look, so you pay them back the interest, or you recruit more people. So you start paying back the first people with the money that comes from the new people, and you make sure you siphon a bit of it off for yourself and the rest of it. So you're not actually investing at all. All you're really doing is taking money off one lot and giving it to another, and they literally can't last. I mean, unless you recruit the entire world on these things, you can't last. So it ends up you're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I think, sometimes you hear these stories of people getting investment schemes and then it goes wrong and they get a bit out of their depth. but they never started with a bad intention. I think John Hurst was a serial con man. He came here knowing exactly what he was going to do, and did it, and legged it back to the UK. Had a bit of a lavish lifestyle here. Legged it back to the UK. I think went to prison for 9 years, and so did his wife for a bit less time for being sort of part of it.
But I mean,
and someone else as well. There was another defendant.
Mallorca does attract people that like to come here and reinvent themselves.
Yeah, I think, and
we've actually talked about it before. Like, somebody who maybe wasn't a plumber back in the UK or wherever moves here and sets themselves up working in a trade, and they may like do okay at it, but they may you can't actually ever prove that they were doing what they they were doing before.
There was a fella who was a singer in a bar. I don't know whether we can name the bar.
Yeah.
Can we name the bar?
Yes,
probably not.
We can know. The bar doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, Mood Beach in Costa Blanes, which was a great place where you used to work, and it was a wonderful place.
Yes.
And there was a fellow showed up, and he was going to be the singer.
He was a good singer, actually.
He was a good singer, and he did a couple of weeks there. And then Panorama, which is a BBC current affairs show, had a picture of him, and he developed a bit of a scam where people would pay you to dispose of tyres, which are apparently very expensive things to dispose of. And what you do is you rent a warehouse, fill it full of tyres, and bugger off. Suddenly, the owner of the warehouse has suddenly got 500,000 tyres in there. They've got to suddenly pay to dispose of. So he was relieved of his duties as a singer. And
I sacked him.
Oh, you sacked him?
Yeah, I was in charge of sacking.
And then he and then disappeared, presumably off to somewhere else.
I assume he disappeared. Yes.
But, there is.
You didn't hear from him again.
I don't know. Look, there's people up to no good all over the place, but they I guess if you have a fairly transient place and also a community, and I'm talking about sort of if international communities that quite often get up to stuff that the Spanish police aren't that over the top of and stuff like that. So they kind of people exist sort of in the shadows.
There
sometimes.
is also a rich seam. Not so much maybe in the UK, English, like people that live here these days, but a rich seam of quite well off, possibly retired, with a decent income people who are looking to enlarge their wealth in somehow or have money to invest. And I just want to say, guys, if you're listening and you are one of those people, please double, triple, quadruple check what you're doing before you trust anybody, because these people they look really convincing, but it's interesting. I spied with the people that have been arrested recently.
Oh, who we're not naming.
Well, we can. They're in the paper.
All right, so we're quoting the paper. So if there's any comeback, it's the paper.
Here we go. British man among 3 arrested in Mallorca for international bank fraud operation. All 3 suspects are believed to have created a company linked to a private banking institution registered in Gambia. An operation conducted yesterday has been given the codename Frux Clearing, and the Guardia Civil arrested 3 individuals suspected of committing fraud. Now, I know 2 of those people, and I made 2 magazines for them many years ago. And they did lots of events, sporting events. And I remember at the time wondering why this particular individual didn't want his photograph in the magazine, seeing as he was the owner of the company. Yeah. And he always ditched that. And it was everyone was like, oh, this person, he wants to remain, incognito. And I did at the time think that's weird. So he paid me. I'm not in any way. We are not in any way connected to them anymore. But
it's very important to stress.
It is important to stress. But
it was a long time ago, wasn't it?
I'm not so surprised to see them in the news.
Well, that's the old adage: if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. So officers carried out searches at 2 properties on the island, seizing documents, mobile phones, and other electronic devices. And one property in the Stublements was home to a Swedish couple who are the people I know, and they were both arrested. And then somebody else in Santa Ponsa, who I don't know, was arrested. All 3 are believed to have created a company linked to a private banking institution without any authorisation to carry out investment operations in Spain.
I thought we were going to talk about Christmas. We are talking about organised crime.
We are. We are talking about organised crime. Anyway, so it does happen here. Mallorca is paradise island on so many levels, but please, if you're thinking about bringing money into the island and then feel like you want to invest
There are
it
a few
somewhere,
people who will helpfully relieve you of it.
they will remove your money so quickly and you'll never see it again. So just, take proper advice.
Yes, right.
Certificates and all the rest of it. Double, triple, quadruple check them.
Absolutely.
And if it sounds too good to be true,
It is.
probably is.
Meanwhile, if you'd like to buy a plot of land, details below.
What have we been doing this week, Ollie? It's Christmas is on its way now. I mean, the events are ramping up.
We've had afternoon tea.
We have been invited
Which
to
is
afternoon
absolutely
tea.
delightful
It was
today.
lovely, yes, at Merchants in Palma.
Proper china cups and everything.
It was really nice. Well, and we'll be writing about that in our newsletter and
Cucumber
also
sandwiches and
on,
scones and all the rest.
and on the website. And I've also got some really cute pictures and videos to show you. So make sure you're following us on social media to see all of that. This evening we are going to be going back into Palma to celebrate the anniversary of À Ma Maison.
In 11
with
minutes.
Salwa, who has invited us along to her celebratory party.
How
which
long
she
has
does every
Ama
year.
Maison been there? It's
14
It's
years.
14 years. Yeah, wow, it's great actually. It's a very tiny little spot, but it's she's a one woman band, isn't she? More or less. I don't know. There's someone in the kitchen, isn't there, as well? No, just her.
It's literally, she went through all of that. She had somebody serving, she had somebody like working with her, and I think in the end she just decided I prefer to do it on my own.
And you can hear her life story if you go back on this feed, didn't
Yeah.
we? You interviewed her
Yeah, a few months ago now.
from one of her other projects, and probably I think about the restaurant as well.
So she's great. So we'll be celebrating with her this evening. But the interview today, which we'll get to now,
also
is
Palma gastronomy.
is Michelle. Yeah, lots of food today. Food and fraud. there's a title for you.
Friday night in.
Anyway, so Michelle and Emily, who isn't on the interview, but it's like they're spiritually, they are the founders of Mallorca Food Tours, and we talk about how the business came together and what it's like. And after the interview, Ollie and I will talk about our experience of the trip. So
Here's
please
Michelle.
enjoy this. Today, I am joined by Michelle, whose surname I can't pronounce, from Food Tours Balearics. Through the self-guided food tours that she and her business partner Emily have created, Michelle has built a life and a business around sharing many of the island's restaurants with residents and visitors alike. I hope you enjoy this chat, as we will talk about her journey to Mallorca, how the business has grown, and what makes the Balearic food scene so rich and characterful. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
How was that? How did that feel?
I think it's amazing. What a great introduction.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you here. We've known each other for a few years now. I think we met maybe around COVID times.
Yeah, when I started my previous business.
Yeah, and I think the thing I want to say is that you're very impressive in your determination as an entrepreneur.
Hey, if you have something in mind, that's part of the Dutch spirit, no?
Yeah, well.
Whenever you have a goal in mind, you need to you do everything to reach it.
So tell me why you're here in Mallorca. How come you're here rather than somewhere else on the world?
So we kind of ended up here as a coincidence. I used to live in the Caribbean in St Maarten. And I was there for 3.5 years. I was living my dream in paradise, but at a certain point I was done. I need a bit of civilization, and
That small island life wasn't good enough.
it was a proper rock. Like if people talk about Mallorca being a rock and having to get off the rock for a while, St Maarten is a proper rock.
Is it tiny?
It is mini. It's 37 square kilometers. And that involves 2 nations, so it's France and like part of the Dutch kingdom.
Wow.
So it's tiny.
What were you doing there?
So yeah, that was also the reason why I was able to actually stay there for 3.5 years, because I had an amazing job. I moved there to organize the Heineken Regatta, so the biggest sailing and music festival in the Caribbean. An opportunity that, at that time I was 24 years old, would never ever imagine to get.
That's kind of like I don't think I can do it. I'm going to say yes anyway kind of situation, isn't it?
Exactly. Like you get the opportunity, you think like, why the hell do they even offer this to me? But I hadn't even stepped foot on a sailing boat by then. And then they put me in charge of...
They must have known something. They must have felt it.
Or they were desperate. I still don't know. But what I do know is that I had a fantastic opportunity there that I had to grab, and I was just 3.5 years. It was a wild ride. I learned so much. But after all, it's like an annual event. So it's a massive operation. But eventually I was just done. I was finished. I was ready for something new and to take that experience back to this side of the world. And I met my boyfriend there. So he's Irish, a crazy Irishman. And
what's his name?
Keith.
Hey, Keith.
So we kind of decided, okay, we're going to go traveling and then we'll see where we end up. But before we started traveling, Keith got a job offered here in the yachting industry. So he said, what about Mallorca? And I said, well, let's check it out. Let's see if there's any job opportunities for me, how close it is to, like, if there's any, like, good flight connections to other parts of the world so we can go traveling, we can go home easily enough. And at that time, I also thought it was very important that I could ride my bicycle here, because in the St Maarten, you had to use your car for everything, which I absolutely hated.
Being a good Dutchie.
Exactly. Eventually, so it was all the checks. We said, okay, let's give it a try for a year. And after 2 months, we were just like, this is home. Oh. This is amazing. And now we're here for 7 years. We bought the apartment that we started living in whenever we moved here. So we're not moving soon.
That's brilliant. I mean, like, that in itself deserves a round of applause. Buying your own house.
Oh, yeah. That wasn't an easy one. It was definitely not possible with my all the entrepreneurial projects that I had the last couple of years.
Yeah.
So without my boyfriend, that would have been impossible. And family and...
It took a village, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So how has living here changed your kind of like life? Because being in St Maarten, tiny little rock, moving to a bigger rock, how has it been?
For me, I think the biggest change, positive change, is just the way of life, the slower pace, the more living in the moment. Whenever I was living in Amsterdam, my life was I was completely fully booked for the coming 3 weeks at least. And if I didn't have any plans for the weekend yet, I would start to shake and make sure that I had a plan, because I couldn't end up sit on the couch and do nothing. Mm-hmm. So I love the fact that here you don't have to plan anything. The weather is always nice. I'm an outdoor person. I love to just go in the mountains, wake up with a bright blue sky. I don't mind wearing a jacket, having a bit of seasons, but being able to be outside. And if I want to do a barbecue for my birthday or tomorrow, you can just do it.
Yeah. Where do you live on the island?
Here in Palma.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, like, what's your favourite bit?
Favorite bit of the island?
Yeah.
So I love living in Palma. I don't think we're going to be there forever. I think whenever, if we have a family or eventually whenever you get a bit older, it's nice to move just outside Palma into the countryside. I love the Soller, Fornaluch area, finishing in Porto Soller on the terrace, having a nice lunch. I love hiking. I love the mountains there. I love the different. It's a different part of the island. It's a different climate there.
Soller has a completely different character to the rest of Mallorca.
Yeah,
doesn't it? Like when you go, however you arrive there, if you go through the tunnel, when you drive over the coal, or cycle if you're crazier than my husband, which he does do. Like it's like you kind of descend into this valley, and it feels like you've arrived somewhere else. And the way the people are, they're cosmopolitan in a different way. I like going to Soya for like weekends away.
Yeah, and you're out. It's just, for me, that's completely like, it's to disconnect. And you're, even if you go for the day, you feel like you've been away for a weekend.
Exactly.
And it is definitely what you say, that coming through the tunnel, you never know what kind of weather it is on the other side. And that is crazy. So even though it could be the one or the other way around, like it can be raining in Palma and beautiful in Soyer, or the other way around.
So when you were living in St Maarten, and now you are here, did you come here thinking, I'm going to set up my own business, or did you come here thinking, I'm going to just get a job?
No, I came here and I was definitely open for a job, and that's what I first looked for. Obviously, I didn't speak the language. I had no, like, I'm coming from the events, and I had no knowledge of the island. So whenever I came here, I decided to work for an event agency and get to know the island, build up a network, learn the language, and yeah, then...
How's that going?
It's going good.
How's your Spanish?
Yeah, Spanish
Or are
is
you
all right.
speaking Catalan?
No, sorry, that is going to be next in my
That's
next
next
life,
level.
probably. No, I decided Spanish is my last language that I will learn. I'm not fluent yet, and I wished I could practice more, but as you know, life here is very international. So we have a lot of friends, like pretty much the common language is English. But no, on a business level, and if I have to, it's all completely fine.
What other languages do you speak?
So obviously English, Dutch, and I understand German completely. I understand German like it's my own language, but I don't speak it.
Oh, okay.
Weird enough.
That is weird.
Yeah, it's very
But it
weird.
means you can overhear people's conversations.
Oh, I can so many conversations here like go from in one conversation it's English, Spanish, German, and I don't even notice it. Like,
oh wow!
It just goes, and then a lot of German people, they're always like, all of a sudden I reply. They say, "Oh yeah, I forget that you actually understand everything."
Curses. I like it when somebody who's like truly trilingual or bilingual will just switch in the middle of a sentence from one language to another, and then or they'll start talking to you in a language that you definitely don't understand, and they'll be like jabbering away at you, and then all of a sudden you'll think, no, and you'll be like, I don't understand what you're saying, and they're like, oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was speaking in, I don't know, French or whatever it is they're talking in. It's really amazing.
Yeah, and I even have it with like if sometimes I speak to Emily and I just. Doesn't happen too often that I just fire away in Dutch, but sometimes I just like, I said, you're speaking Dutch to me, you know that? I said, oh, okay. But I really have like certain words in, like, just make more sense in a certain language. So you just throw in the words that are, like, it just doesn't sound as good when some things don't translate well.
They have a certain emphasis.
Yeah, whenever you use it in Spanish, it's just the perfect word for it, or the other way around. Even in German, sometimes I have, then I can use the German word because it just makes sense.
I agree things like ganas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like ganas means to have the urge or the balls to do something or the will to do something, but just to ganas, you know, like to have the that really does mean something in Spanish to me rather than I can't. There's not a
you're not
English translation.
Yeah, no, I feel like no.
Yeah, no.
There's nothing there.
So tell me about setting up Food Tours Balearics and how it began and what it is, so that everyone listening understands.
So Food Tours started as really as a hobby and a passion project. Emily had her own event agency. So Emily and I used to work together for the event agency that I started working.
So that's where you met each other.
That's where we met each other. Then COVID hit. I left the company. I started my own business. That one is now closed and chapter closed. And Emily started her own event agency. So she had a couple of groups where she sometimes needed help with. And this particular group was a group of 80 people. They came to the island, cryptocurrency agency, 80 young guys, proper tech nerds, didn't know each other in real life. They only worked virtually.
Oh, wow.
And they needed something for the first night to break the ice. Imagine they're all coming here for 3-4 days. So they needed these people to start talking to each other.
Yeah.
And Emily asked me, so what can we do? What can we do? And I said, I used to organize this walking dinner whenever back in the Netherlands. And it was such a fun concept that I always kept it in the back of my mind, never really got the opportunity to organize it again. And it's like a 3-course, or at that moment it was like a 5-course dinner, where you have every course in a different restaurant with different people at your table. It's a great way to network, it's super interactive, and it's really fun. It's a very fun and low-key way to meet new people. And especially for introverted people, it's hard sometimes to sit at a table, to start a conversation.
I agree.
And this concept, like you're only sitting with like 6 people at a table, allows you to have a table conversation. If you're a bit more reserved, you can listen, but there's always something to talk about. You have food to share, you know the previous round, so you always have something
exactly.
to talk
There's
about.
a subject matter there in front of you, and all of you are starting from scratch. So
Exactly.
everybody's kind of like on the same level. You can't. You're all beginners.
Exactly, and that's what I love so much. You don't have the screamers that take over. You don't have that one person that you sit next to, and you're stuck for the rest of the night.
Yeah, because everyone hates networking dinners like that, where you get stuck next to somebody who is really dull and
Exactly.
just wants to tell you about their, I don't know, network level marketing business or whatever it is. They've got some health pill they want to sell you or something, and you're like, no.
No, this was not really what I signed up for the coming 2 hours. Yeah, and that is tough, and that is what and even for any kind of networking event, we always try to like rotate to stimulate these interactions. So that said, I said to Emily, I have this concept. She said, can you organize that? Can you do that? I said, yeah, of course. So we did it, and it was such a success. We did it with the Foreign Group restaurants in La Longa. Fantastic food. The people were absolutely blown away. They came to us. They said, girls, you have to do something with this. We've been to many events around the world, but never had an experience like this. And it's so simple.
Well done.
Yeah, and that's kind of... that opened their eyes, and we said, okay, let's... because working for the event agency, we also realized there is most of the groups that come to the island, because we were mainly organizing incentives, so companies coming to the island, spending 3 or 4 days here with their team to for team building, but also for team bonding mainly. And all these groups, they want to go to Palma, and they want a tapas tour, or they want like something with food, but it's quite difficult in Palma to find something for a larger group. Where you can have them and it's fun enough, not just a simple dinner, and it's you pay a lot here, and there's just not too many options. So we said, why do we not? Let's organize this, get a concept out to agencies, and people can book it. So we started thinking about our name. So then Food Tours Mallorca came up, and we said, okay, but if we're Food Tours Mallorca, we cannot really only offer one tour concept. So then we decided to come up with a different type of tour, the wine and dine tour, which is more for the individual traveler. So where you don't necessarily, you're not necessarily split up as a couple or as a party, as a group of friends. You're just walking with the people you signed up.
You already know, yeah.
Yeah. And while we launched this, we started doing this once a month, both concepts, and we realized, we don't really want to spend all our Sundays standing here, handing out schedules and making sure that they're having a good time. So we thought, how can we automate this? And that's whenever, that's now 2 years ago, that we decided to develop a web app where we can, we organize self-guided food tours with. So the entire wine and dine concept is now automated, where we don't have to physically be there, and people can enjoy our tour every day.
So clever.
Yeah, it's kind of, it's just fun how it went. Like none of us would have ever thought about this whenever we started, and how my walking dinner baby from a long time ago, whenever I was 20 years old, now turned into a proper business concept, which is quite cool.
I mean, when you were developing the idea, did you always believe in it?
We didn't really have, we never really thought that this would even turn into a business concept. So it was really a hobby, it was really a passion, and we never saw it as a business. So there was also, we believed in the concept. We wanted to bring people together, and we think food does that. And we wanted to organize experiences that if we would travel, we would be able to do it ourselves. So we never really started this with the thought of, this is the best business idea there is. And yeah, then of course, whenever we started working on developing this web application, that's whenever we slowly started to realize, okay, but this has potential. This is something, now we've built something that we can do so much with it. And to an extent that we really have to take a step back and say, okay, we need to focus, because we can do so much. And there's so many people coming to us, oh, you should do this, that. Have you thought
everybody's
about this?
giving you ideas all the time.
There's so many ideas and so many opportunities, and it's amazing. But we really need to see now, okay, how are we gonna use this product and really take it to the next level? So yeah, did we always believe in it? We never really thought about it. It was just a passion project. Now everything is there. Yes, we definitely believe in it. It definitely needs focus. There's still a long way to go. But we are super, super keen to take that road and go and build and develop and grow and make it bigger.
I think you guys are very engaging. The way that you work together, you always seem very smiley and happy, and like you enjoy working. I think it feels like you enjoy working together, which makes a good partnership, I think, business partnership. How do you work with the restaurants? How do you approach them? How do you choose them? What is there a process? Do they have to fit a criteria for you, or how does that work?
Yeah, so that is mainly Emily's job, and that's also whenever you say we love what we're doing, and it's also we work so well together because we are automatically, we never really thought about discussed okay, this is your job, this is your responsibility. That kind of went naturally. So so I'm more the back office, developing the system, developing the product, where Emily is really the person reaching out to all the restaurants, onboarding them, also the customer, the client contact person. With the restaurants, we pretty much, it's a bit of a mix. Whenever we started out, we just went to our favorite places in town. So, and obviously there's quite some criteria to follow. It's a route of 4 different restaurants. The menu obviously needs to be built up in a way, you cannot start with a heavy meat dish and then
pudding,
go to a little starter. And so we build it up as it's kind of 2 starters, then kind of a mini main, and then and a dessert. That's one way. So the menu needs to be curated that way, and you also want to make sure that the restaurant is, you don't want a restaurant that is specialized in meat to serve a dessert, because you want them to be able to give a little taster of their restaurant. So you also need to see, okay, which restaurant fits for which type of course. And then, of course, it also depends on the route, because you don't want to send people from the one side to the city to the other side, and make them walk the same way back again to go to the third restaurant. So route-wise, like location-wise, it needs to fit. The menu needs to work out, and obviously the time, because some restaurants, we kind of try to use the restaurants in their downtime.
In their quieter times.
In their quieter time, so we can fill them up. And it's just how it works, like how psychology works. Whenever you see people sitting on a terrace, you're more prone to
join them.
Yeah. Well, if you see an empty terrace, never ever that you are going to sit there, unless you know the restaurant very well.
Yeah. I totally agree.
It's just how it works.
And I've worked in a lot of restaurant marketing, and that is exactly what happens.
You just need, speaking to one of the restaurants said the owner would always come in every day at a certain hour just to have a coffee on his own terrace. Just for that reason. And that is the key. It's just the feeling of people. People want to have the feeling, like whenever there's people sitting there, that the restaurant must be good.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay. So you can sit down.
Because Ollie and I did the tour yesterday. Thank you for inviting us. And we have actually done one before with you guys as well, where we did it in a group. Do you remember?
Yep.
So we've done it twice, and at both times it's really impressed me because in each of the places we go to, like yesterday we did it on our own, so we used the app, but before we did it with you, and you'd think maybe we'd get a different response from the restaurants when you arrive on your own. But it was the same. Hello, welcome. I gave them my name. Like, and one of them actually looked at me on the reservation book and went, "Is this correct?" Because she wanted to do double sure. I was like, "Yes, it's me." And it was very welcoming, very, very, and very efficient as well. Like there was not much waiting. Like as we sat down, right, here's your drink. What would you like to drink? A couple of them I was like, well, what are we having to eat? Because I don't actually know, And they're like, oh, yes, so you're having this, you're having fish. I was like, okay, then I want white wine, So there was a little bit of interplay there where, don't give me red wine when I'm going to eat fish. That basic food stuff, So I didn't know what I was having, so I had to have that conversation. And then you get served a plate of food, which is like a lovely, it's an effort for the restaurant almost, because they're going to put extra effort into what they're serving you, because it's like your only dish you're going to have there, so they want to make it memorable. So it was really good. And then being in 4 different places that maybe you haven't been to before, it was really fun to go to without having you get to go in and try the place without much commitment. Okay, now we're going to go to the next place. Bye, thank you. It's like a very easy date. In fact, it probably makes a great date.
It's a perfect date.
But Ollie and I had a great time. We relaxed. We didn't have to have that conversation where, what are you having for dinner? I hate that conversation.
Exactly.
I hate that conversation.
And you can also not blame the other one for picking the wrong restaurant, because nobody had a choice there.
Yeah. Well, we did have a little choice, because you gave us a couple of options.
Yeah, but normally you don't.
Oh,
that was a
right.
special for you. So normally, whenever you book the tour, every day has a route assigned.
Oh, it's a different one every day?
Depending on the opening hours.
Okay.
And then we have the afternoon tour, the evening tour. So.
But the first one we went into was the Vomitoria Rosa, La Rosa, next to Caixa Forum, which is in Plazuela. And the first time we were in there was when we were with you before. And Ollie and I had walked past that place so many times thinking, one day, when we're not busy, we're going to go in there. And then we went in there with you guys, and then we've been in there several times since. And the bloke, the Carlos, who's one of the head waiter or whatever there, he's like, "Hey, Vicki McGlass." and then whilst we were there, we booked a table for Christmas Eve to bring my mum and Ollie's parents there, because I know that they're going to enjoy it. Yeah. So what you're doing is introducing restaurants to people, residents and visitors, that maybe we wouldn't have gone to otherwise. I think it's a great concept.
And that's exactly what we say. That's to the restaurants. We pretty much sell it as this is you give your business card, you give a little taster of your restaurant. So imagine most of the tourists, they come in for a weekend trip. They spend 2 nights on average in Palma. But they're overwhelmed by the number of restaurants that there are. And on top, maybe you have finally a restaurant, but these days actually you have to make a reservation as well. So with this tour, like we kind of say, the people would do this tour the first night, get to know the city, so find their way around, get to know the different restaurants, and it happens very often that then for the next day they pick one of these restaurants to come back to.
So we did the old Palma Old Town area. Are there other areas that you cover?
Yeah, so we do here in Palma is also Santa Catalina that we have, which is so the distances are shorter, but it's a very fun tour. It's a completely different vibe, different area, different type of restaurant. So there the food has more focus opposed to where in the Old Town you have these beautiful buildings and where the actual atmosphere of the restaurant or the aesthetics make a difference already.
Yeah.
In Santa Catalina, it's really the quality of the food and the service that make it.
Which hotel is Celeste in? Is that
Nobis. Concepcio by Nobis.
Such a nice building to be in. You know, the food itself was lovely. It was like a slow cooked piece of beef with a sweet potato puree, and that didn't touch the sides. Ollie just ate his so fast. He really enjoyed it. But then afterwards, I was like, well, I haven't even drunk my wine, darling. We're not going anywhere for half an hour. So why don't we sit on the sofa and talk rubbish to each other? Which we did, and we had a lovely time.
Oh, nice.
You know, like it was like nice to have. It's very rare the two of us go on a date when there's not some sort of mission.
Yeah.
You know, it's either we have to eat because we're tired and we want to go home and we don't want to cook at home, or we want to, or we're there for a job, or we're there to do something, you know, like, so to be invited, and thank you for inviting us, to go on and have that kind of nice, slow-paced experience was really good.
And being able to enjoy it and
Yeah.
not having to think.
No, and that was, I'm not decision phobic, I make a lot of decisions all the time. I'm decision exhausted.
Exactly. Because you're always the person probably that has to make the decision.
Yeah, yeah.
So nobody else will do it for you.
Well, no, they're a little bit frightened to do it for me, probably. But the thing that Ollie was saying was that he really liked the fact that he was actually walking through some bits of Palma that he didn't really know. I mean, like, he doesn't go to the Old Town very often because it's normally, you know, like, he doesn't photograph there very much. The houses there don't come up for sale very often or whatever. I don't know, but he wasn't been there a lot. So he was like, well, where are we? I was like, come with me and follow the map. And it was very simple because you're just following the map on the web app, and it's just you and the little dot move along.
Yeah.
And it was very easy to do. And I really liked the fact that the last place we went to was Vermuteria Jaime, and I've never been there before, and you told me just now that it's been there forever.
No, and it's a local's favorite. Like, absolutely, like what I said, like, come on a Friday or Saturday, Friday after work, packed.
Yeah.
It starts early already, 3:00, everybody's there. And it's a lovely place. And
the atmosphere was really buzzing, you know. So it was like that's another place we'll definitely go back to, you know, because like now we know it, and it's like this is kind of like quirky, fun, and I really like vermouth. So I had white vermouth. I'd never had that before. It was good.
Very nice. No, and this is what we always try. We try to finish as well in a place where there is a bit more life, where you're invited to kind of stay a bit longer.
Yeah.
And, so the tour is from 5 to 9, but at 9, like the evening is still young. Like you can still, like,
definitely.
It's just starting, so it's kind of like it's a great starter of your evening out.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. And I know that it is early to start eating in Spain. 5 o'clock is early.
It is,
but it works because you have a little bit and you move. You have a little bit and you move, and I like the walking bit in between. And when we did it in the group, the first time that we did it, that was really good as well, because you could, like you said with the networking, you can talk to people and then talk to new people and then talk to other people, and it was like there was always something to talk about. So and the actual physical act of walking mixes the group up again.
Exactly, and there's always one person who is in charge of the route. So, and the rest of the people, they don't have to worry about anything. They just follow. And it's the moment, like the walking part where the interaction takes place. Then whenever you get to the next restaurant, the table setting is different. Everybody sits down at a different part of the table. You have different conversations again. Maybe something came up while you were walking one-on-one, and then you continue with your group conversation again. It's very dynamic.
How do you handle it when you've got big groups? Do you split them up into different sizes and then they all start moving at different times, or like golf?
So-
like a golf tournament where they're all working around the golf course all at the same time.
So officially,
Shoot
like
a gun into the
exactly.
air. Everybody starts now.
No, so normally this concept, the wine and dine tour with the web app, that is, we normally take up to 10 people per shift. So it's really for the individual travelers, the smaller groups. We do, like, for example, if you have your family or friends visiting you, this is a great way. Either they can go out themselves, it's not a dinner, it's an experience. That's the difference. Or you join them and you don't have to worry about picking the wrong restaurant and where to take them to, because everybody has different wishes and preferences. Whereas for the groups, that's where we go back to our walking dinner, where we started our entire food tour endeavor with. So that would be there we are. On site, we've organized a food tour, a walking dinner this year for 200 people.
Did they all move at the same time?
And everybody moved at the same time.
And they all hit the restaurant at the same time?
So the
Wow.
idea with our walking...
The restaurants were like, prepare, brace, like in Highlander, where they hit
Yeah,
them all.
but it's a different, because the
Highlander.
walking dinner is slightly different. It's really like a 3-course dinner where you have every course in a different restaurant with different people.
Okay.
So it's not like a 4-course. We could do the wine and dine as well like that, but the restaurants are not set up for that.
So you use different restaurants as well?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So for our walking dinner concept, we are in the Syndicate area.
Okay.
So it's completely different area from like the restaurants that we use for our wine and dine tour.
So I heard that you're thinking about or working on some other areas.
Exactly.
Can you tell me anything about that?
Yeah, so actually in the summer, in July, we already launched in Ibiza.
Congratulations.
Which is, we're super excited about. We started, it's kind of like a soft launch. At the moment it's closed because the season is over there. But hopefully soon, like we can start early in the season next year with 2 tours in Ibiza town and in Santa Eulalia. And then here on the island, we would like to expand, and if we have the capacity, open at least 2 more destinations here on the island, and that will most likely be Soller and Poyensa. So
Poyensa Old Town or Puerto Poyensa?
probably Poyensa Old Town has more of a
Cozy.
food tour
Yeah, I agree.
vibe
And
than
Soya
the port.
too.
Yeah.
But I mean, Soya, you don't have, I guess, I don't know. I mean, like, it's not that much walking, is it? Or is it?
No, but Santa Catalina is also not so much walking, and you can always between 2 courses extend the walk a bit if needed. It is also difficult. Some it's very funny. A lot of we really have a mix of clients. Like half of them, they don't even follow the route. They're just there for the food. And the other half, they love the fact that they get a city tour included. So it's kind of like it's there for the people who want it, but still the main focus is the food.
What are challenges that maybe we don't know about that you're coping with? What kind of like little problems do you guys come up against that you can tell me about?
Problems, we don't do problems. Like, there's a solution for everything. But no, it's challenging sometimes. The fact that we're not there, like we cannot, that was the hardest part for us whenever we started this self-guided concept. We're so used to be with the people.
Yeah.
And of course, your presence and the fact that you can just jump in if needed and improvise, that makes, like, the personal touch, that really makes, like, the event, the tour, and the service you're offering. And that was the hardest part for us in the beginning to, like, how do we still make it personal?
People, yeah.
And now having to trust the restaurants. Like, you did your tour yesterday, for example, and said that you had a fantastic experience at San Jaime, which I'm so happy about because they were on the tour for the very first time yesterday.
Well, they did great.
And the fact, and we just need to, we really need to let go. And it does happen that sometimes the restaurant doesn't have the reservation, or there's new staff who has no idea that there's even that they work with food tours. So the people are like, say, hey, we're here for the wine and dine tour. What, wine and dine tour? We don't do food tours. Sorry, that's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all about that first impression. It's all about how you're welcomed, and or that they would give the menu. No, the food is already pre-confirmed. Like but that's the hardest part. You never know.
Well, they all knew we were coming.
That's good.
And the Jaime lady, the woman in the Jaime fermenteria, was the one who showed me my name. I was like, is this you? So she was like double checking, you know.
And it's good. And it's like, for them as well, like it's hard to, it's for any restaurant, like you really see, and that's for us also very important to work with restaurant partners that we can trust, but also have their team briefed. And take that moment at the start of the shift and say, okay, these are the reservations we have for today, etc. And that's unfortunately not standard procedure for
it isn't.
a lot of places here.
Experience in restaurants, no.
Yeah. And we see like the places, also the feedback that we get, because we always ask afterwards, like, how was it? What was your favorite? What could, like, is there anything we could improve? And funny enough, it's always a different, it's not... all the restaurants are favorites. And it really depends on the treatment that day, which one wins. And that's, in the end, it's the service and the way people have been welcomed, which makes the difference.
Well, how would you describe like the food scene in Mallorca these days? I mean, it has changed a lot since you got here, I think.
It has changed a lot, yes. I would say like mainly in terms of price. It has gotten crazy expensive.
Yeah.
Like definitely for a local, like I used to love, like we would just go out spontaneously during the week and that was never a problem. But now we definitely have to think twice before we head out. Food scene, it is like there is so much on offer and I love that. There's so many cool new restaurants. It's hard for the restaurants to survive. And that's why you also see a lot of changeover. And you only see a couple, you see the bigger like groups of restaurants that survive and have it, are well established. And they are actually able to open more rather than the single, like the individual ones. And it's, like price is one thing, but obviously quality, what I said, the service is so important. It's where you feel home, where you feel welcomed, and and that is not always a given in Mallorca. So I think Mallorca, the service, service and the quality can definitely move up, like can definitely improve. They shouldn't lose that.
Yeah, they've got to keep trying. Yeah. I think like, sorry, Mallorcan people. But like, it's easy to think that tourists can be kind of like have the wool pulled over their eyes, and you don't have to work as hard because there's going to be a new bunch next week. But like these days, there's things like social media and TripAdvisor and review sites and Google reviews, and people do some research before they arrive on the island. So
exactly.
You have to work hard. And I've got a couple of, I'm glad to say they're ex-clients, a couple of restaurant clients who really didn't give two hoots about reviews, and it was really hard working with them because it was they obviously their approach to doing a good job was have they got paid, you know?
Yeah,
and it was like that's
I
not
think
enough.
That's what you feel in a lot of places as well. It's not you see the difference whenever also if you go to the mainland, you still have these like cute, even here the smaller towns. If you go for dinner there or for lunch, it's a completely different treatment. The people are doing it out of passion, out of love, and they bring over that love, and you feel that. And I think that is lacking here. It's what you say, like it's money driven, where it should be the other way around. It should be the focus should be on giving somebody a fantastic experience, making them want to come back, making them tell their friends and family, you need to go to that place.
Yeah.
And not, okay, how many tables can we turn around?
Exactly. But the current economic climate in Mallorca is pretty competitive and difficult. So, like, adding on those extra flourishes of, well, it shouldn't be optional, but like good customer service can make you or break you, can't it? Really?
Yeah. Like, I'm willing to pay more for a good service. Like, I love my food, and food needs to be good. But what makes eventually the difference is how you're treated.
Yeah.
And how that people recognize you whenever you come back, and that people...
Yeah. I love that.
And it's just that extra question, that extra mile that they walk. It's like, for me, that is very important. That makes the difference.
Saying that, I mean, are there any kind of like highlights in Mallorcan gastronomy or Mallorca's restaurant scene that you would tell people, like, check this out, look at this?
I just love all these like farm to table experiences.
Yeah.
There's so many of them popping up. Like one, like Katja from Kankawai Blauw.
Yeah, I know Katja.
She does.
She's been on the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, she's amazing, and I love what she's doing and what she set up in a short over the past years. It's beautiful, and these kind of projects, and it's also with Solu, and there's so many more popping up all over the island. I think that is what Mallorca is. It really shows what Mallorca is about. So it's, I believe, rather in experiences than just a dinner.
I think as well, Mallorca, people forget Mallorca is a rural country. It's like, yes, we have high-rise hotels and stuff in a couple of places on the island. But the majority of Mallorca is agricultural.
Exactly.
So, and harvest festivals and all the fiestas at the moment, you know, like, I mean, you don't live in the countryside, but like around where we are, you can't turn around a corner without a tractor at the moment. You know, there's goats everywhere and donkeys doing their thing. You know, it's a very, very like countryside-y place.
Exactly. Now with the harvesting season, everybody, all the families, friends, everybody coming together to help out, and that's why I love, like, Mallorca is so much more than just beaches and beach clubs and Palma.
Yeah.
And especially this time of the year is the best for me. This is why I live on Mallorca.
Yeah,
not for the summer months. Yes, it's fantastic for like work. We need those months, but it's a different life. Like now, November comes, and it's just everybody can breathe. Everybody's happy. All the local fiestas. I love it.
Yeah, me too. Going forward, your business can have quite a big influence on how people see Mallorca and how they appreciate and experience Mallorca. I mean, it's something that I assume is important to you.
100%. Like, we want to show the people the Mallorca that we love and how we experience it and how it is to be a local and not just the places, like the tourist traps that you find in every food blog.
Yes.
Taking people to and tell the stories of the people behind the restaurant, behind every plate. And that is what we love to do.
Yeah. I mean, I know we were talking before, you said that you really wanted to be able to ride your bike. So I'm thinking, like, because of where you're from originally, you also have an interest in sustainability and the environment and being kind to your surroundings. Is that right?
100%. And that's also, like, I know that Ollie was also already mentioning we need to do something with the cyclist here and set up a tour.
Oh, yeah.
And,
sorry about that.
Another
brilliant idea.
Another brilliant idea. And we should definitely, like, we have this other tour on e-scooters, which the Brunch and Ride, which is fantastic. It's one, really, if you haven't done this yet, you should.
How does that one work?
You go on an e-scooter. And
I've never been on an e-scooter.
Oh, it's fantastic. Like, they only go 20 kilometers an hour. So
balance is terrible.
Yeah, but you can ride a bicycle, no?
Yeah, but that's different.
If you can ride a bicycle, you have the balance that you need for the e-scooter.
Okay.
And they don't go fast. And the good thing is so the e-scooter is also a self-guided tour past 5 different villages. And these villages...
Which ones?
It's you start in Moscari, then you go to Selva, Mancor de la Vall, Caimari, Binibona, and then back to
Oh, wow.
Moscari.
Proper deep Mallorca.
Oh, and it's beautiful. Only little country roads. There's no traffic, just some donkeys to greet you. It's beautiful. And then you stop at 3 different places for brunch in these little towns, one in the countryside, the other one in the center of the town. And the people who own these restaurants, they are just amazing. It's a completely different feeling and different welcome than you would get in any place in Palma.
That's special.
It's very special, and it's just it's also part of the island that even a lot of locals haven't seen, because it's these country roads, and it's so beautiful. And these sleeping villages normally, but they offer a lot.
Go on a sunny day, though.
Yeah,
Don't do it in the rain.
No, in the rain it's not even. It will be cancelled anyway
Yeah.
because it's too dangerous.
Yeah. But is that all year round you can do it?
Yeah, but we have it closed now because the tour, just the tour without the restaurants, you can do now with our partner, Let's Meet Mallorca. But the brunch and ride, to combine it with the 3 brunch stops, is currently closed till the new year because 2 of the restaurants
Closed for holidays.
are closed for holidays. So
Right.
we decided to close it instead of onboarding new restaurants for these one-off that book it.
That
But
sounds fun, though.
it's so much fun, and especially in February with the almond blossoming, it's beautiful out there.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea.
Just try it out.
Yeah, I will. It's my birthday in February. Maybe I shall. How many people can go?
You can do. There's up to 11 people,
Oh, okay.
and we could always arrange some extra scooters if necessary.
How much does it cost?
That tour is €89 a person,
And it takes how long?
4 hours.
Wow.
So
Okay.
4 hours, 3 brunch stops, because obviously we couldn't do a wine and dine on the e-scooters because you're not allowed to drink. So we said, how can we organize something where people are not, where you don't miss ordering a beer at each stop? So we said, let's make it a brunch concept and actually offer some nice, alternative drinks that you don't miss it.
Like juices and stuff.
Yeah, some smoothies, and then you can, and one stop you will probably have a coffee, or that's fine.
Okay.
It's very nice.
So how are we going to see Food Tours Balearics evolving over the next years? I mean, we were talking about it before, but expanding is hard. But it's inevitable, I think, in your case, isn't it?
Yeah, so our goal is definitely in the coming 2-3 years to be well established here on the island with at least a nice selection of destinations. Then we have the 2 tours in Ibiza, and then we would like to be in Mallorca as well. So we're really the #1 food tour provider of the Balearic Islands.
Go on.
That is the idea. And then, because obviously the cool thing is the concept we can roll out anywhere in the world. But what we love to do, and that's where the personal part comes in as well. We really want to keep it local and keep it with our recommendations and our passion putting into it, which is obviously not the easiest, but we believe if we can be the biggest here on the island and the go-to provider whenever it comes to food, we will be very happy.
I think as well, trying to expand further than the island would be hard from a service kind of quality control perspective, wouldn't it? Then you'd need people.
You need people on the grounds, but that's even in Ibiza already. We work with a local partner.
Have you got some guys there?
Yeah. Because you need the people who know the food scene there. We're not there enough to control that.
So maybe you'd be looking for people to partner with in the future.
Exactly.
Aha.
So in Mallorca, or even soya, for example, is not our like we're from Palma. Like we know everything in Palma. We see it the moment a new restaurant opens up. Obviously, we're not there whenever a new restaurant opens up in Soya, and we will find out at a certain point. But we want to find out. We want to be the first one finding out.
Yeah.
So, if you are living on the island and you say this food tour needs to come to my town, and I can help you, we can always talk.
Ooh, let's fight and talk. And finally, what do you hope your guests take away from spending time on a tour beyond just the food?
The most important thing for us is really that it's that they have the feeling that they were able to explore Palma's food scene as a local, without the hassle, without any stress, and and it's more it's not just a dinner. It's more an experience that they really feel like they've been on a proper evening out, without having to worry about anything. Having visited places that they would have never found themselves, and eaten things that they would have never ordered themselves. That is really experiencing the place from a local perspective.
Well, that's definitely what Ollie and I did last night. That's how we experienced it. It was really good. And thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Congrats on a great business. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah,
and
we're just starting, so
keep on smashing it.
We will.
Love to Emily. Sorry she couldn't be here today.
No, she's with her ass in Brazil on a little kite surfing holiday. So.
Well, I'm not going to shed a tear over that then.
No, exactly. No, but she would have loved to be here, but couldn't. The connection over there is not too good to call in. But yeah,
next time.
Thanks
for coming in, Michelle.
I'm sure she will be happy to join this one whenever she's back.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, and let's see whenever the next one is going to be.
I really enjoyed our little. We've been twice now, haven't we?
You know what? It was a cool date night, because one of the things that drives me a little bit batty is being asked to make decisions. Well, I'm not decision phobic by any means, but I'm just very tired of, like, I don't care where we go. I just want to go somewhere nice, you know? So it was really cool to, like, have that decision taken out of my hands and just be like, Vicki, you're going to this place, this place, this place, and this place, and, you know, you're going to like all the food. And your food is already chosen for you.
Just decide red or white.
You can just, exactly, you can just relax and have a nice time.
It's a bit like the Netflix discussion, isn't it? Seen it? Well, okay, I don't mind watching it again. No, don't watch it again. What about this place? No, I'm not in the mood for that one. Kind of, you know, do you remember back in the old days going into Blockbuster Video with your other half? What about this one? No, I don't want explosions.
Absolutely.
I don't want to watch Jonah. What about this one? I've seen it 4 times.
Which is why we always end up watching things on our phones.
It's true enough. So, so Mallorca Food Tours, I was going to say, takes all the effort out of it. It isn't really effort, it's deciding where to go for dinner, but it's very nice. And it's always 4 restaurants. We started at 5.
For the self-guided one, it's 4. But I think when Emily and Michelle organise like big groups, they do 3.
So we started at 5 o'clock because it's mostly designed to keep the restaurants busy at a time when they aren't normally. So the sort of after lunch, pre-dinner kind of bit, and there's 4 restaurants you pay on the app. You give it an idea of your intolerances or anything like that, or preferences, if you're vegetarian or vegan, and then you just follow the little dotted line on the map and show up, and they say, oh, hello, sit down, here's your thing, what can I get to drink? And it's really beautifully paced, actually. So the restaurants are all like 5-10 minutes walk apart, no hurry at all, there's no hurry to eat, no hurry to get out of your seat and go. I really enjoyed it. So we kept busy from about 5 until about...
I think we finished just before 9.
Yeah. That's good, isn't it?
Yeah, and it was a nice date night, wasn't it? Because we didn't have like all the whole like shuffling and looking at the menu stuff. We actually paid attention to each other.
That's true.
Which was nice.
It was good. Yeah, and you find places you wouldn't normally have found. In fact, some of the places I don't think I could find again. Actually, down little alleyways.
You've got no sense of direction, though. That's why.
Palma's just full of narrow little alleyways. I know I'm always in a narrow little alleyway. I just don't know which one.
But like the last place we went to, which was called
I like that one.
Jaime Vermuteria or Vermuteria Jaime. Anyway, Michel said that's like a classic place. I was like, I cannot believe I've never been there before.
It's on Avenida Mallorca, isn't it? And
Yeah.
we must have walked past it plenty of times. But there's
Yes.
also loads of restaurants there, so you kind of you can't peer into all of them. But yeah, it was proper old Spanish style, wasn't it? Really loved it.
brilliant.
Very stylish. Very,
Buzzing, very
really
busy,
nice, wasn't it?
a
Some of the
nice
places we went to were
vibe.
quite quiet, but this was everyone was doing their post shopping, coming in for a glass of wine, and a piece of cake and stuff, and I really enjoyed it. So.
So thank you for
developing a
Michelle
taste
and
for them.
Emily for inviting us. And if you want to go, lovely listener, if you want to go or you want to buy it for a friend, as it's a great Christmas present actually, if you've got something, if you want to buy a voucher, then you can also get a discount with our code, which is MM10, which is like Mallorca, but MM10.
I tell you what would really
10,
work.
not
Right.
TEN.
You're in Palma doing your Christmas shopping, right? Been in there all day. Put your prezzies in the car and then go and follow the food app.
Okay, well maybe. I'm not certain I would be up for doing that after.
Well, having dinner after shopping.
Hang on a minute. You never go Christmas shopping anyway, Ollie.
I do. It takes 20 minutes.
Yeah, there you go. You've got no idea what you're
Then
talking
I need 4
about.
restaurants.
Anyway, thanks so much for listening, guys. This is us checking out for the weekend. We have a big weekend ahead of us. We're going to be Gigi's coming home for the weekend, and we are all going to Madrid on Sunday.
Yeah, for a whole. Well, not even a whole day, are we?
We'll be there for like 12 hours. But because of our resident discounts, it means that flying there and flying back in the day is not like nosebleed expensive, which is good because we're going to support her. She's doing a race, and it's going to be great to see her.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while.
I haven't seen her since September, so it'd be nice to see her.
Fab. All right, well, have a nice weekend, everybody. Depending on when you're listening to this, or we get to release it. You may have already had a nice weekend. I hope you did.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right, we'll see you next time.
Ta-ra!
Hey, thanks for listening. Listen, we need your help. If you don't mind, would you please subscribe wherever you got this podcast? You can find it in most places, Spotify, iTunes, all the rest of them. Just click subscribe, and if you get a chance to leave us a review and you'd like to leave us a good one, we won't stand in your way. And something for you. If you'd like to get our monthly newsletter, then visit our website. That's Mallorca-Mallorca.es. That's Mallorca with a J, -Mallorca-ES. And follow the link there. And if you'd like to ask us a question, send us a DM to our Facebook or Instagram channels. And wherever you get your podcasts, if you see the show notes, you'll see the links for everything you need. Thanks for listening. See you next time.